What if the first birthday message Wang Yibo received wasn't just a greeting, but a secret confession wrapped in admiration? On his 28th birthday, while millions were still asleep, one message quietly stirred emotions across the fandom. Yitong, the actress with a warm smile and a quiet fire, was the very first to break the silence. And her words felt different. Yitong didn't just wish him well. She shared a memory, a moment, a feeling. She posted, 28, the golden age. I remember when you turned 21 on the day upstage. Time flies, but some memories stay eternal. The fans weren't just surprised, they were deeply moved. Because this wasn't just a casual birthday post. This was an echo from the past. A nod to the journey they once shared. A bond many believe still lingers beneath the surface. There are moments in entertainment that feel larger than performance. Moments that quietly slip past the spotlight and lodge themselves into the hearts of those watching. Years ago, during a seemingly ordinary appearance on the variety show Day Up, something quietly extraordinary unfolded between Wang Yibo and Yitong. It wasn't a scripted exchange, nor a viral gimmick. It was the gentle collision of admiration, vulnerability, and unspoken connection. When Yitong admitted on air that she admired Wang Yibo's dancing, her words were more than a compliment. They were layered in sincerity. She described her fascination with dancers, particularly those who expressed themselves with such grace and precision that it left her breathless. And then, almost too naturally, she named Wang Yibo. Her voice softened. Her smile lingered. In that split second, the studio audience laughed, but Wang Yibo didn't. He listened. His ears turned red. He lowered his gaze and quietly smiled. Not with arrogance, but with humility and surprise. That moment, though brief, spoke volumes. In a world where everything feels curated, this interaction was disarmingly real. It wasn't just that she admired him, it was that she saw him. She noticed his artistry, not just his fame. And he, in turn, reacted not as a celebrity, but as a young man being genuinely seen by someone he respected. What made it unforgettable wasn't romance. It was the purity of the moment. It was the mutual recognition of two people who had grown side by side in the same chaotic industry. The energy between them was quiet but potent, filled with a kind of emotional honesty rare in celebrity culture. Even now, years later, that exchange continues to resonate with fans. Not because of what was said, but because of what was felt. Yitong's recent birthday message to Wang Yibo didn't just bring that moment back. It deepened it. It reminded us that the most powerful connections don't need grand gestures. Sometimes, they live in a smile, a blush, a memory that refuses to fade. And in those fleeting seconds, the audience doesn't just see two stars. They see two people, navigating fame, emotion, and time, together yet apart. As time passed and the entertainment world evolved, both Wang Yibo and Yitong followed their own paths. They grew, they changed, and they flourished, each becoming a force in their respective fields. Wang Yibo transformed from a quiet young idol into one of China's most accomplished multi-hyphenate artists. With roles that challenged him, choreography that captivated audiences, and races that pushed his limits, he steadily built a reputation not just for being famous, but for being fiercely committed to his craft. Yitong, too, emerged as a quietly powerful presence on screen, choosing roles that required emotional range and subtlety, roles that demanded more than just beauty. They required truth. Yet somehow, despite the spotlight, despite the shifting currents of fame and time, a simple birthday message brought everything back into focus. Her words weren't loud. They weren't designed to trend. But they were personal, reflective, a little nostalgic. And in that moment, it felt as if the curtain lifted on something private and sincere, as if their story, long thought to be paused, had quietly turned another page. For fans, it became more than a celebrity gesture. It was an invitation to remember, to go back to that studio, to that shared laugh, to that flicker of something genuine that had once passed between two people. It reminded them that while the world around them had changed, that emotion had remained untouched by time, not dramatized, not exaggerated, simply preserved. And it opened the door to wonder. Had they stayed in touch all these years? Had they cheered for each other from afar, quietly proud, quietly watching? Fame often isolates, but shared beginnings create bonds that linger beneath the surface. Even if they rarely speak, even if life has taken them down different roads, some connections live on in silence. Not everything has to be spoken to be felt. This small moment, a message on a birthday, became a bridge across time, a soft echo of a memory, a reminder that in an industry built on performance, there can still be glimpses of truth. And sometimes those glimpses are enough to move millions, because the heart remembers what the world forgets. In the hours that followed Li Yitong's birthday message to Wang Yibo, something unexpected happened. Not on a red carpet, not in a studio, but quietly, across digital spaces where fans gather to feel less alone. All over the world, people responded not just with celebration, but with reflection. This wasn't the kind of trending moment that fades within a day. It was softer, more enduring. In fan communities from Seoul to Jakarta, Paris to Los Angeles, the message sparked something that many couldn't immediately put into words. A sense of connection to something honest, something human, in a world that often feels staged. Across social platforms, fans didn't just repost the moment. They shared how it made them feel. Some recalled their own favorite memories of watching Wang Yibo and Li Yitong on variety shows, back when things seemed simpler. Others opened up about how this brief, sincere interaction reminded them of friendships long lost or people they quietly admire from afar. A teacher in Canada wrote about how seeing the two reconnect, even in such a subtle way, brought her a sense of peace after a long, difficult week. A university student in Thailand said it made her believe again in the beauty of timing, of unspoken affection that doesn't need labels or declarations to be real. This moment invited audiences to look beyond the surface of celebrity and see the vulnerable threads that tie people together, threads that transcend fame, geography, and language. It reminded us that while public figures live in the spotlight, they are not immune to the same quiet feelings we all carry. Nostalgia, admiration, longing, and the ache of things left unsaid. In many ways, this simple act, Li Yitong reaching out across time with a few words, did something profound. It reawakened the emotional core of a generation that had grown up watching them. It validated the belief that even in a world that rewards noise and spectacle, something as soft as sincerity can still leave an imprint. What made this moment powerful was not its visibility, but its intimacy. And in that intimacy, fans from all walks of life found a piece of themselves, a memory, a hope, a heartbeat that refused to be forgotten. At 28, Wang Yibo stands at the peak of his career. But it's not just his trophies that define him, it's how he makes people feel. And through Li Yitong's message, we remember he's not just a star. He's someone who once shyly laughed when a co-star blushed at his dance. And maybe, just maybe, that version of him still lives on, waiting to be seen, appreciated, loved, not for his fame but for his soul. If this story touched something in you, a memory, a smile, a hope, then don't leave just yet. Subscribe to Star Watch now for more stories that go beyond the headlines, to the human heart behind the celebrity. Speech Balloon, share your thoughts below. Do you believe Li Yitong still holds a quiet place in Wang Yibo's heart? Pushpin, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay inspired, stay kind, and never stop believing in the quiet power of real connection. This is Star Watch now. See you in the next video.